Hey everybody, welcome inside the sit down. Ryan Mayer now joined by Franchon Crews-Dezurn, the WBC and WBO super middleweight champ. She's got a bout coming up on June 19th, part of Triller Fight Club's card, co-headlining the event at Lone Depot Park in Miami against Elin Cederroos. It's a unification bout, so a big one. Franchon, just how you feeling? How the excitement already here for you? You got just 2 weeks now before this one's all ready to go and you're inside the ring.
Well, mentally, I'm already inside the ring. I've already had my hand raised, and I got all 5 of those belts on my arm. I'm just excited. As you can see, I'm in the gym now, putting in work. And I know when I touch down in Miami, the fight week, when Triller rolls out everything, it's going to be lit.
Yeah, anytime you can go through that visualization process, right, and think of yourself already as the champion, that's what you got to be doing. I'd love to hear that 2 weeks out already in that mindset. But first, before we get to the fight, if you could just take me back a little bit to when you first found this love for boxing and what it was that really kind of drew you in to this sport, because I know you're multifaceted, right? You're a singer and songwriter, fashion designer. You got a lot going on. What was it about the sport though that really drew you in?
I really was just trying to lose weight to be a famous singer. Back then, it wasn't all inclusive, like big girls, curvy girls, athletic girls. So I was just trying to lose weight for singing. And I was in the studio, and my friend said you can lose 5 pounds in one day with boxing. And I said, show me. And I went to the gym. I sparred with this kid named James Barry. Me and him went at it. My lip got busted, and I never left the gym.
Did something in that moment just kind of light that competitive fire a little bit with getting that hit?
Yeah, I used to always fight boys. I have all brothers. I fought boys, girls, whatever. But it was something challenging. And at that time, I was a transplant to Baltimore. So it really kept me on the right road. It gave me something to focus on. And the challenge just made me want to work harder. And you know, that hard work brought me to this moment on June 19th.
And obviously, we mentioned the fact that you're multifaceted in that way, and that you are a singer and songwriter, fashion designer as well. And I do wonder, because not a lot of athletes necessarily have all of those interests going on outside of their sport, right? Does that help you with decompressing a little bit when you have that time away from the sport?
Well, it's all part of the creative process. As like I said, I wanted to be a singer, and I'll say I was broke with expensive taste, and I just knew that if I wanted to get things done, I had to do it myself. I didn't have a budget for a stylist. I didn't have a budget for a photographer, all these things. So I just taught myself. And like you said, it does decompress me when I'm designing. I'm also visualizing, because to know that I put love and effort into my outfits, into my music, and when I present it to the world is getting all of me. They're getting to see like my passion. So that means a lot, and it's very rewarding to me.
And do you find that creativity that you put into those outlets also coming into your fight style as well? Like, do you see things maybe that other people aren't necessarily trying and you're being a little bit more creative with?
See, the thing is, everybody wants everybody to fight the same. Everybody wants, the people who stood out. Muhammad Ali was not a super technical boxer. Yes, he's the greatest of all time, but he was not super technical. He did a lot of things wrong. Mike Tyson was super small for his weight class, but it was that spark, that thing that made him, that also made him stand out. So for me, you never know which Franchon is going to show up, because it is so many different sides to me. You might get the sharp one, you might get the bully, you might get the boxer, you might get the diva. So my style is very different, but it's effective. I've been successful with it for over 14 years, and all I'm doing is refining it and going to present it on June 19th.
Now, the past year has been a challenging one for everybody, and for athletes in particular, because you don't necessarily know when that next opportunity is going to happen. And you've obviously gone through that yourself with the last bout that you had, getting moved a couple of times. You finally get that one under your belt. Just what's it like now to get things back to a little bit of normalcy and get this opportunity now here coming up in a couple of weeks?
I'm just grateful. I practice a lot of gratitude and humility, because I know, for all the reasons you said, it was so it was no man's land. We didn't know what was going on. And then being a woman at a heavier weight class, you know, I didn't even think I would get my fight that I had in January. So I'm just grateful for the opportunity. I don't take it for granted at all. And it's just, I'm going to give my all. That's all I know.
And now let's get into this fight a little bit, because your opponent Elin comes in. She's undefeated. She has her titles. You have your titles. I just wonder, as you look at her fight style, what stands out to you?
She likes to counter. She's tall. She has a European style, a lot of straight punches, and she likes to try to capitalize and throw a check hook for people that rush in. But I've fought girls like her. I've, you know, being on Team USA, I fought some of the top fighters of every country in the world. So whatever problem she's going to bring, I have the answers for. That's the beauty of being creative. That's the beauty of being versatile. I'll be able to adapt to anything she brings. She's not going to be able to adapt to me.
Now, this fight, an opportunity to be undisputed in your weight class. If you win, you are the undisputed champ. There is no doubt about it. So just, what does that opportunity mean to you? Because there aren't many of these fights that happen these days.
Well, everybody, it's weird because I just work. That's all I do, right? And when people say it, the more they're saying it, the more real it's becoming. I'm in the top 1%. I have a great mentor in Bernard Hopkins, and he kind of walked me through it. I'll be the first super middleweight champion, male or female. I'm fighting on Juneteenth, which is cool. So little Black history right there. And I just, when my hand is raised and I get those belts, I'll be able to process and give you like an authentic reaction. But for now, I'm just training hard, staying focused, and being present in the moment.
Absolutely. And visualizing that moment that you want to come to fruition here on June 19th. And we mentioned the fight that you had earlier this year. I do wonder, because you have had that opportunity to get back into the ring. Your opponent hasn't. The last fight that she had was back in January of 2020. Do you come in and maybe see that just as a little bit of an advantage because you've had that time back in that competitive atmosphere, or it's just kind of don't know what to expect because we've had so much time off in between?
Well, I know for me, especially with the pandemic, it was pretty hard physically and just getting back into the whole groove of things. But I know she's training hard and trying to reinvent the wheel. I don't have to play catch up. I'm already ahead of the game. So once again, she'll have to adjust to me. And it's a mental game. And she can't deal with me mentally, physically, or anything. So June 19th, just make sure you tune in.
Yeah, June 19th, Triller Fight Club. This is going to be a really fun matchup. I'm very excited to see it. The final question I have for you before I get you out of here, just we're talking so much about this fight, and that's where your focus is, and it absolutely should be there. But I do wonder, I know you have goals for yourself. What are some of those goals going forward as you continue to progress here on your boxing journey?
Well, become undisputed super middleweight champion of the world, defend my titles, make some power matches with some of the other champions, maybe have another undisputed versus undisputed fight. Outside of the ring, I want to step more into my commentary role, getting in front of the camera, also work on my music, and just expand. I recently got my bachelor's degree, so I'm going to put it to use as I've been doing, and just growing my brand and growing as a person.
Well, Franchon, thank you so much for taking some time. I really appreciate it. I know you got a busy schedule, so I'm going to let you get back to it, but good luck out there on the 19th, all right?
All right, bringing it back home to Baltimore.